Welcome to our continuing series of supporting the chakras. This video is the first for the animal kingdom. In this video, we will cover specific chakra locations on our participants. I'm joined today by Miriam and Susan, who live with our participants. They will share clips of energy work on Freya and Winter.
Thank you, Pat, for having us. This is going to be a lot of fun. And before Susan goes to her clip, what I'd like to say, it's worth saying, is that everybody can do this energy work.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, if you're a practitioner, say a Reiki practitioner, you can add that in to this, but the techniques you'll see, everybody can do these.
It's
Susan,
extremely helpful with my Freya. And let me show you. Here she is in her favorite spot. I used to try to chase her around the house, but that didn't work so well. So now I just wait until she finds her spot. And then I come over to her and I make sure she's comfortable.
Okay, but wait, Susan.
Yes.
This is not the same cat from our promo video, is it?
Yes, it is, believe it or not.
No.
Yes.
yeah,
it is.
wait. But I think we need to revisit some of Freya's adventures.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the same cat.
This is Freya.
That is the same cat. And that was before I started to do the energy work on her. She had an affinity for those beautiful curtains. Now she still runs around, but she stays off the curtains.
Excellent. So there's hope out there for everybody watching,
Is.
right?
There
Okay,
is.
good. Okay, Susan, why don't you pick up again on the clip that you have for us?
At first, I'm just getting her comfortable with the energy in my hand. So I don't want to startle her. So I'm just going through. And I tend to work on her root chakra the most because that helps ground her. As it does with us, it also helps with her. So I'm just feeling the energy. So now I'm going in the counterclockwise motion to clear, well, I was, to clear the energy out. She's fascinated with the lights from the camera. This was all new to her. She's not used to being famous, but she's loving every minute of it. So then I'm just working on the root chakra. And
Now, how long do you typically stay like just in that one area?
Not long, unless I really feel some type of movement or tingling at the palm of my hand. Then I'll take a little bit longer and clear it out. And then I have to go in the opposite direction to smooth out the energy and to recharge that chakra.
Okay.
As I'm doing there.
Now, you said something interesting about what you were sensing in your hand. That could be a little different for everybody, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It could be in their hand, or it could just be a knowing, or it could be the way that the cat reacts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That'll help you guide. That'll help to guide you where you need to be. Yeah, but don't be fooled. She doesn't always stay like this, nice and calm.
You didn't drug her. I'm serious. This is amazing. She's so calm.
Yeah, we've seen Freya in meetings, and she's pretty active sometimes.
Very active. This is
And there we
wonderful
go.
work.
Well, I'm guessing that you have her, as you said earlier, in a spot that she's comfortable with.
Correct.
So when the listeners are trying to determine, well, where am I going to do this work? You want to find the spot in your home where, you know, the cat is really comfortable. They really kind of, make the decision about this. Would you agree?
True. No, very true. Very true. And now I'll stop the share.
Okay. And so I'm again, as Miriam said, I'm very impressed with how she just lets you do that. But was it that way from the beginning when you
No,
first
not at all. She had a tendency of anytime I even wanted to pet her, she was very skittery and skitterish. Words not working too well.
all those things.
All those things.
Was.
But it took time and, you know, trial and error. And I just waited till she was comfortable.
And I think that's a big thing to note, especially with any feline, right? They need to be comfortable. Sometimes you just have to let them come to you.
Exactly.
And that's a very good segue into Winter's video, because I did let him come to me. I'm going to share my screen now.
Okay.
Real quick. There we go. And it was an opportune moment. Very calm, right next to me. And I thought, this is perfect. I'm going to do it right now, start recording. And I started at the root chakra. And as you could see, he opened up completely. He's had this done multiple times. And he wanted me to get all of his chakras.
Yes.
And,
Look at that. He loves that.
He does. He really loves it. And I'm scanning right now. I was doing a scan of his whole body. And I felt something. You mentioned this earlier, Pat, that people might feel differently, might feel different sensations. They might get a clue or a cue in different ways. And so you can see that I'm clearing right now. Just as, and this is the solar plexus. And I don't know if this is a good time, but you know what, Pat? I think Freya's cousin, let me stop this. If you want to show Freya's cousin exactly where the solar plexus is, I can stop this. But
Okay.
even the crown. I mean, you could show on Freya's cousin the solar plexus, crown, and the root.
Okay, I would just then stop your share and we'll pick it up again in a minute. So yeah, I borrowed this from my granddaughter. She doesn't really know. But so anyway, yes, and this is why we call her Freya's cousin. She does look like her.
Yes.
So where you saw Miriam working was here, all right, at the area of the solar plexus, all right. Different from where you saw Susan before. She was down by the root chakra. Now, what was interesting was Winter was also very open to letting Miriam work on the sacral. All right, he just went, okay, you know, not a problem.
Having it.
Yeah, you know, they're not all going to do that. So just do your best in trying to work on each specific area that way. The thing that you've been hearing everybody say had to do with, you know, clearing is counterclockwise and, you know, balancing or strengthening was clockwise. And how do you know what that is? So if you were to imagine, so I'm just going to pick up this cat, and I don't know if you could see this, but I'm holding a clock, all right, at the point of the solar plexus on the cat. So just imagine you've got that clock on their body. So you're looking at it, and then you can tell, well, which way am I turning counterclockwise and which way am I turning clockwise? All right. So counterclockwise is first to clear, and then clockwise is next to strengthen or balance those chakras. And typically you just, in between doing that, just rub off your hands, shake off your hands when you go back to working on it the other way. But again, because felines can be really sensitive, I think in both these examples we've seen, you've worked really pretty close to the body, right? But
Yes.
sometimes, I mean, just like on people, all right, the throat tends to be an area that can be really sensitive. If you get too close, it's uncomfortable. So maybe, your cat's not going to like you working real close to the throat. And if that's the case, just come out, just come out so you're farther away to the point where you can see.
That's a good point. Yes.
They're comfortable, because that's the key. You both can attest to that, right? So, okay, Miriam, do you want to go back to the
I'll go back real quick.
share?
Let me share and then press this. And actually, I'm glad you said that, because you can see I did exactly that. I
Mm-hmm.
went to his throat, and he just wanted to be.
No, he wanted it.
He wanted
He wanted some love.
Yeah. And this may be the difference. I mean, think about these two participants we have, right? Freya is a 1-year-old female. Winter is a 9-year-old male. Okay. So he's been around, he knows, he really knows he's the king, there. So
Freya would not let me do that with her throat, because she still doesn't like to be petted, at least by me, on the top of her head or her throat. So
okay. All righty. So
Bring up that, before I knew it was an opportune moment for Winter right next to me, but I did say before I started, I was like, Gabriel, please help me. and so I brought him in, and he really helped me a lot. I do want to say that. I do think you have a picture of St. Gabriel behind you, or
well, that's a picture that Gabriel actually directed me to use. He had a message one day, and it's I think too long of a story to tell for here, but I always refer to that as Gabriel's picture. Because he had a beautiful and very supporting kind of message. And he told me, my cousin had just taken a picture that would be perfect for it. So I always refer to that as Gabriel's picture. But it's so true. I often will call in the angels and so forth to help work with them. I know, Susan, you do. Right?
yes, I do. I actually call in Archangel Siriel, which is the guardian of the whole animal kingdom. So I tend to call him in when I'm working with Freya and trying to calm her down. I pray a lot. We need that.
I like that image. I like that image of him chasing her around the house.
Well, you were doing this work the other day.
Oh, this was cute. Yeah, we have to share this. So I was preparing for today's recording, and all of a sudden I'm hearing Saint Gertrude, right? And I didn't know why. That was unusual. So I stopped what I was doing and just Googled her, and it turns out she's the patron saint of cats. So I found that just so sweet and so fascinating.
Amazing.
So yes, so now you have 3, spiritual beings who can help you if sometimes you really feel you're just, at the end of your rope, and truly trying to, to make, your cat comfortable, especially when they're new to the house, when they're trying to.
Well, that's what I needed, because I needed to communicate with her so that she felt safe.
Yeah.
And that she knew that she wasn't going anywhere, and this was her forever home.
Right.
So
Right. And that's wonderful. And everybody that you know, has any kind of a pet in their home, you know how important that is. You know, they give so much to us, and we have to be very mindful of, you know, of them and what they need to.
Although she gives me great hair too.
We won't talk about mine. So okay, do we have anything else we want to include in this video? I know we talked about maybe doing a second where we're going to add more techniques and tools we can use. So look forward to that. And this, of course, is just the feline series. I think we're moving into canine next, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much for joining, for viewing. And for the viewers, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments and we will get back to you quickly. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you both.